The following message is being transmitted at the request of local LA authorities. A local emergency message is being transmitted to the entire city. We have been informed that a computer virus that goes by the name Doomsday has been spreading across Los Angeles. The virus is said to replicate by itself without any human interaction, and it is spreading rapidly. As such, all citizens of Los Angeles are advised to install necessary antivirus and anti-malware programs to protect themselves from getting the virus. We are not sure if this has any other capabilities, but this virus needs to be eliminated at all costs. This is KNBC Virtual Channel 4. Stay tuned for any further updates on this situation.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Los Angeles Police Department. A local area emergency has been put in effect for the city until further notice. Many of the citizens who have been infected with a new doomsday virus have reported that their computers started acting abnormally. The computers then spontaneously crashed before becoming useless. They said it felt very similar to how the CIH virus behaved when it emerged in 1998. The virus is currently continuing its spread through Los Angeles at the time of this alert, so please remember to install any necessary antivirus or anti-malware programs. We recommend Norton, AVG, Avast, McAfee, Kaspersky, and Malwarebytes for this type of situation. This has been a message delivered to you from your local Comcast provider. Stay tuned for any further updates on this dangerous situation.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of statewide California authorities. Due to a rapidly spreading virus spreading super quickly through California, we are issuing a civil danger warning that will be in effect indefinitely. The virus called Doomsday started spreading through Los Angeles at a rapid and quick rate, faster than any other virus California has seen. The virus has been discovered to not only infect computers but also infect other devices that use any form of electricity. Mobile phones, microwaves, televisions, gaming devices, and other electronical and electric devices are at risk. The chances of these devices surviving this virus are slim to none. Therefore, the California authorities have therefore decided to enact emergency protocols to not only prevent the spread of the virus, but also keep the lives of California's civilians safe. Under this new directive, you will not be allowed to use any sort of electronical or electrical device under any capacity, as this virus has destructive capabilities and may cause you to get seriously injured. Ensure you have access to a device like a battery-powered radio for further updates, as TV updates will be useless. Do not plug in your radio if it can charge, as it may get infected and become useless. You should instead buy new batteries if they run out. California's authorities are on alert mode as we try to contain the damage that has been done so far, as well as prevent further spread of the virus. We must not allow this virus to spread across the West Coast, or the whole of the U.S. for that matter. California thanks you for your cooperation.
This is your local CBS channel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Normal programming has been suspended to bring you this important emergency alert. The following message is being transmitted at the request of your local authorities of Nevada. A deadly virus called doomsday has been spreading rapidly in the California area and destroying any electrical device of any capacity that is connected to wires in some way. There are more ways that this virus can enter your hours than one, so a civil emergency has been issued and it will be in effect until the damage caused by this virus has been controlled to a safe level. This CBS affiliated station will be signing off indefinitely during this crisis. You should use a battery-powered radio if you want to receive any more updates on the situation. TV updates will not work in any capacity. This virus cannot be allowed to spread across the West Coast or the rest of the United States. We thank you for your cooperation.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the authorities of Wyoming. A rapidly spreading virus originating in California has entered Wyoming from Nevada, and we have been receiving reports of this virus causing destruction to electrical devices of all kinds. The whole of this city is on alert, as they try to stop any further damages from occurring. The governor, or a representative for the governor, will be addressing the state on all stations. We interrupt your programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. This is an emergency alert being transmitted at the request of the President of the United States. All normal programming has been suspended for the duration of this emergency alert. This is your local Fox station, and we will continue to broadcast updates for this alert as it progresses. The President has caught notice of a deadly electrical virus by the name of doomsday spreading rapidly through the West Coast, destroying any and all electrical equipment it comes across. The virus is so destructive it has rendered gaming consoles, TVs, radios, and other devices that use any form of electricity completely useless. As such, the President has decided to enact emergency protocols to prevent this virus from spreading further than it already has. Under this new directive, martial law will be declared in the following states: California, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, Utah, Arizona, Idaho, Wyoming, Nevada, and Montana. If you experience any signs of the doomsday virus, unplug any and all electrical equipment from your home immediately. This virus has brought the West Coast to its knees, and the President will have more information and protocols to take at later dates to prevent any more states from falling victim to this virus. Again, unplug any and all electrical equipment from your home if you experience any device beginning to behave abnormally. Remember, you are all doing this for the greater good of this great nation.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the authorities of Nebraska in conjunction with a request from the White House. This is KSNB-TV. Regular programming will cease indefinitely for the duration of this alert. Due to an electrical virus called doomsday spreading rapidly through major U.S. states in the West Coast, as well as new reports in Nebraska and other states such as Kansas, government officials have been prompted to initiate restrictions across the entire state. This is to prevent the virus from spreading further than it already has. The virus's origin and host computer have yet to be identified. This virus is especially destructive as it renders all electrical equipment that is plugged into a wall to experience a short circuit, rendering the affected devices useless for the rest of humanity's existence. We have also began to receive rumors that this is a distant relative of the Chernobyl virus, also known as CIH, which originated in 1998 and completely destroyed the BIOS of computers, rendering a ton of computers unbootable. Effective immediately, websites such as Google, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and other sites must inform users about the virus, and all TV channels in Nebraska and states alongside it are to have their programming terminated indefinitely. All websites that are deemed not important must shut down until further notice. At this time, there is no clear time frame for when these restrictions will be lifted. As compensation, you will be given weekly food through Fingerhut, Grubhub, and other delivery services, as ordering online and through phone has been rendered useless. Websites, services, and TV stations that fail to comply will be permanently shut down. This virus cannot be allowed to spread across the entirety of the United States. Thank you for your cooperation.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States government in conjunction with multiple governmental agencies. Within the past few weeks, all states along and near the American Pacific coastline have experienced a complete surge in cases of the doomsday electrical virus originating from Los Angeles, as recently confirmed. This virus is especially dangerous because it has the ability to short-circuit all electrical equipment that is plugged into an outlet, rendering the applicable devices useless. Any computer or device that gets this virus is to be considered as lost, and they should be discarded immediately. The virus has become well beyond the control of the government, and therefore we have decided to enact an emergency protocol reserved for this kind of situation. Under this directive, the entirety of the West Coast will be put under martial law until further notice. Do not use phone lines to contact loved ones, businesses, or anyone else. Phone lines should remain open for emergency use. Remain vigilant and stay safe.
The station that's working for you. You're watching Fox 4 News at 9.
This is WVAF-TV of Kansas City, broadcasting this emergency message. This emergency alert is being transmitted at the request of statewide Missouri officials. 911 telephones across the entire state have been getting bombarded with calls from panicked people regarding the doomsday electrical virus, and as a result of the hundreds, if not thousands of calls, all 911 numbers across all counties, cities, and towns have crashed under the onslaught and are undergoing a major outage. At exactly 7:26 a.m. Central Standard Time, the bombardment of 911 calls brought several major telephone services down, such as Verizon, AT&T, Spectrum Mobile, Comcast, T-Mobile, and more. While these are attempting to restore their services, the 911 services will be down statewide until further notice. This message will also be broadcasted to other towns and cities once the town is awake and aware of the issue. As such, for now, we are issuing a temporary phone number for all of your emergency needs. If you have an emergency, please call at this time. An exact time for when the 911 services will return is currently unknown at this time. Again, please call at this time for any emergency needs, as the 911 services are temporarily experiencing an outage of large proportions. This is WVAF-TV of Kansas City. We will continue to broadcast future emergency alerts.
At the end of October, a new electrical virus, called doomsday, emerged from Los Angeles. This virus has completely puzzled computer experts, especially with its apparent ability to render any and all electrical equipment useless. It is likely this virus is traveling through phone lines due to its rapid spread across the entire western region. It has caused immense damage to the West Coast, and cities are in complete disarray. It has become apparent to the Department of Defense that this virus cannot be stopped from overtaking the entire western region, and data from computer and science experts state this virus can potentially wipe out 75% of all electricity should it start spreading globally. As such, the President has approved drastic measures to prevent this virus from spreading to other countries as well as the eastern United States. Effective immediately, all TV channel operations will be suspended that are west of the Mississippi River. This may seem harsh, but it was made to protect the rest of humanity from such a deadly and dangerous virus. Refugees from the West Coast will not be accepted, and gas and electricity will be cut off indefinitely. God bless America. We wish you the best of luck out there.
This is an emergency message from the Canadian National Defence. The American electrical virus called doomsday has found its way into Canadian borders. It is a distant relative of the CIH virus, and all of our citizens must take this with extreme caution.
Ceci est un message d'urgence de la DA-t-il Défense nationale canadienne. Le virus a-t-il électrique a-t-il de ricain appelle a-t-il de doomsday se trouve a-t-il dans les frontières a-t-il de canadiennes. C'est un apparent du virus CIH et tous nos citoyens doivent le prendre avec une extra prudence.
This virus has the ability to not only infect electrical equipment, but it also has the ability to render these devices useless once the virus is on said device. The virus is very similar to how CIH behaved in 1998.
Ce virus a la capacité de non seulement d'infecter d'équipement électrique, mais il a également la capacité de rendre ces dispositifs inutiles une fois que le virus est sur le dit appareil. Le virus EAS similaire au comportement du CEN 1998.
If any of your electrical devices are showing any symptoms of abnormality, then it may be infected with the doomsday virus. If that is the case, unplug any and all electrical devices from your outlet, and then contact Canadian officials immediately at 1-888-641-8912 and inform them of your location. Canadian officials will then inspect your devices to make sure they aren't infected.
Si l'un de vos appareils a-t-il de l'électrique PR a-t-il de sente des seins a-t-il de d'anomalies, alors il peut a-t-il d'être infecté par le virus de l'ADA. Si c'est le cas, a-t-il de brancher tous les appareils a-t-il de l'électrique de votre prise, puis contactez immédiatement les officiels canadiens au 1-886-418-9212 et informez-les de votre emplacement. Des officiels canadiens inspecteront alors vos appareils pour s'assurer qu'ils ne sont pas infectés de S.
The most cases where this has occurred was in the Paris area. 350,000 computers and other devices have been infected and rendered useless.
La plupart des cas a-t-il de TM cela s'est produit a-t-il de T dans la R a-t-il de région parisienne. 350 000 ordinateurs et autres appareils ont a-t-il de T a-t-il d'infect a-t-il de S s'est rendu inutile.
To view the infection map or to see if the infection has reached your area, please go to www.canada.ca/doomsdayvirus/livemap. The live map will continue to update as new infections occur, so you can see where the virus is most common, what devices are most common to get it, and so you can protect yourself from getting it. Remain vigilant, and stay safe.
Pour voir la carte d'infection ou pour voir si l'infection a atteint votre aire a-t-il de géant, veuillez aller à www.canada.ca/doomsday-virus/livemap. La carte EN direct continuera de se mettre à-t-il d'euros jour au fur et à-t-il d'euros mesure que de nouvelles infections se produisent, afin que vous pouvez voir où a-t-il de TM le virus est le plus courant, quels appareils sont les plus courants pour l'atteindre, et ainsi vous pouvez vous a-t-il de gérer contre l'atteindre. Restez vigilant et restez ENS a-t-il de curie a-t-il de point.
This is an important emergency broadcast from Her Majesty's government being broadcasted through the BBC. We have been informed that the American electrical virus has entered the United Kingdom. This virus, more formally known as doomsday, is very devastating and destructive in nature. This virus seizes one's electrical device and emits a high-frequency voltage, short-circuiting the device and causing it to be permanently unusable afterwards. All infected devices in a person's home will eventually become useless, and there's not anything the person can do to prevent it. Cases have mainly appeared in largely populated areas such as London and Birmingham, with smaller cases appearing in Leeds and Bristol. In response to this virus entering the UK, Her Majesty's government is going to be finding the most skilled computer and electricity experts and assign them to a highly confidential task force designed to capture and control the virus, as well as prevent its spread across the rest of the Union. In the meantime, the government has set up a live map which constantly updates and can now be viewed at www.nhs.go.uk/doomsdayvirus/livemap. and you can also submit a report at www.nhs.go.uk/doomsdayvirus/report case. As such, for now, the United Kingdom is under a temporary lockdown, and all businesses deemed not important will be forced to temporarily close. TV channels will be forced to go off the air as it has been recently discovered by Her Majesty's government that the virus has already caused damage to TVs in the United States, and as such, TV channels will not be allowed to operate. Ensure you have access to a battery-powered wireless radio for further updates. Do not use the phone lines at any time. The government ensures this stays open for emergency use. If you begin to see signs of any of your electrical devices experiencing any signs of abnormality, then immediately unplug all devices from all applicable outlets and contact the UK government immediately at 0118 496 0475 and inform them of your current location, the condition of any applicable infected devices, and what symptoms your computers have felt. Our teams will be dispatched to deal with the situation afterwards and inspect your devices for any signs of the doomsday virus. This virus has brought the US to its knees, and Her Majesty's government is putting in swift and harsh measures to prevent the same from happening to the UK. The Prime Minister will speak about this at 5 p.m. tonight in London. Remain calm, stay alert, and be safe.
Op verzoek van de Rijksoverheid wordt onderstaand bericht verzonden. Het Amerikaanse doomsday-virus, ook wel het elektrische virus genoemd, begint zich snel te verspreiden over Europa en Nederland. Dit virus is een verre verwant van het beruchte Tsjernobyl-virus, officieel het CIH Virus genoemd, en lijkt erg op hoe het werkt. Als een elektrisch apparaat is aangesloten op een stopcontact, loopt het apparaat het risico dit virus te krijgen en binnen 30 minuten onbruikbaar te worden. De laatste fase van het virus is wanneer het virus een hoogfrequente spanning naar het geatilde-infecteerde apparaat stuurt, waardoor het apparaat wordt kortgesloten en onbruikbaar wordt. Dit virus verspreidt zich ongetwijfeld door de kabellijnen, dus het is aan te raden normale apparaten onmiddellijk los te koppelen van alle toepasselijke stopcontacten. Alle bedrijven die onbelangrijk worden geacht, worden tot nader order gedwongen te sluiten en tv-zenders, gas en elektriciteit worden voor onbepaalde tijd afgesloten. Er is nu een volledige sluiting van kracht. We begrijpen dat dit misschien een harde beslissing is, maar we doen het voor het grotere welzijn van de mensheid.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the government of the Netherlands. The American doomsday virus, otherwise referred to as the electrical virus, has begun to spread rapidly across Europe and the Netherlands. This virus is a distant relative of the notorious Chernobyl virus, officially referred to as the CIH virus, and is very similar as to how it functions. If any electrical device is plugged into an outlet, then the device is at risk of getting this virus and becoming unusable within 30 minutes. The last stage of the virus is when the virus sends a high-frequency voltage to the device it has infected, which in result, short-circuits the device, rendering it unusable. This virus is, without a doubt, running through the cable lines, so it is recommended to immediately unplug any and all devices from any applicable outlets. All businesses that are deemed unimportant will be forced to close until further notice, and TV channels, gas, and electricity will be cut off for an indefinite period of time. A full shutdown is now in effect. We understand this may be a harsh decision, but we are doing it for the greater good of humanity.
The following emergency broadcast is being transmitted at the request of the Nigerian government. It has come to the government's attention that the American doomsday virus has entered into Nigeria. The first reports of the virus came from the indigenous regions of Nigeria, and the virus has been flowing freely through Europe for about 2 weeks. The doomsday virus, otherwise known as the electrical virus, is a distant relative of the infamous Chernobyl virus from 1998, a virus that destroyed the BIOS of computers and rendered them unbootable. This virus is much more than that. It has been reported in several countries that this virus also damages other electrical devices by short-circuiting them, rendering them useless. If any of your electronic equipment begins to experience any signs of abnormality in any way, then it may be infected with the virus. If you believe that is the case, unplug any and all electrical equipment from your outlets and contact the government immediately. We will then do an inspection of your devices to check if they are infected or not. As such, the country is being put under a temporary lockdown until further notice. All businesses that are deemed not important to the situation will be temporarily closed by order of the government. TV stations, gas, and electricity may be cut off indefinitely at any time, without notice. Ensure you have access to a wireless radio to receive any future updates on this situation. Thank you for your cooperation.
Please stand by for an important emergency message from the Australian government. Please stand by for an important emergency message from the Australian government. Please stand by for an important emergency message.
This is an important emergency message from the Australian government. It has come to the government's attention that the American doomsday virus, also known as the electrical virus, has made its way into Australia. The current threat level is low, meaning damage has been very minimal, but the threat level could become more severe at later times. The first reports of the virus in Australia came from Queensland, and as a result, all residents in Queensland, and all other parts of Australia, should remain cautious. This virus is a distant relative of the infamous Chernobyl virus, which, in 1998, rendered computers unbootable. If you start seeing any of your equipment act strangely, contact the Australian government immediately. This virus damages any and all electrical equipment that is plugged into an outlet, so unplug all electrical equipment immediately. The whole of Australia will be on lockdown until further notice. All TV stations will be required to sign off for an indefinite period of time, and all businesses deemed unimportant will be forced to close until further notice. The Australian government thanks you.
美国末日病毒已经进入中国，这种病毒是臭名昭著的切尔诺贝利病毒的远亲，具有很强的破坏性。这种病毒可以破坏所有插入插座的电子设备，而且这种病毒很可能正在通过电话线传播。如果您的设备出现异常迹象，请立即联系中国政府，因为您的设备可能已被感染。中国将处于封锁状态，直至另行通知。此外，所有被视为不重要的企业将被迫暂时关闭。天然气和电力将在接下来的1个小时内无限期的被切断。由于病毒，电视频道更新将无用，因此请确保您可以访问收音机以进行进一步更新。祝你好运，再见。
アメリカの電気ウイルス 1991年に一般的であり、死亡率が非常に高いことで有名なチェルノブイリウイルスの遠い親戚です。バイオスが破壊され、コンピューターが動作しなくなりました。このウイルスは秋葉原と東京で最も一般的であるため、現時点ではこれらの地域に近づかないでください。
The American electrical virus has entered Japan. This virus is a distant relative of the Chernobyl virus, which was common in 1998 and notorious for having an extremely high mortality rate. It destroyed the BIOS and rendered computers inoperable. This virus is most common in Akihabara and Tokyo, so stay away from those areas at this time.
Hemos comenzado a recibir informes de que el virus eléctrico estadounidense ha entrado en Brasil. El virus en cuestión es un pariente lejano del virus FI de 1998, un virus que destruyó el BIOS de las computadoras, haciéndolas imposibles de arrancar. El virus, conocido como Doomsday, ha estado causando caos en todo el mundo, incluido Estados Unidos. Debido a las capacidades destructivas del virus, recomendamos desconectar todos y cada uno de los equipos eléctricos de sus enchufes. Si comienza a experimentar anomalías en cualquier dispositivo aplicable, comuníquese con el gobierno de inmediato. Mantén la calma, mantente alerta y mantente a salvo.
We interrupt your programming. This is a global emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the U.S. government, the Department of Defense, and the Department of Homeland Security. Normal programming will be suspended for the duration of this alert. The entire world has fallen hand to this unstoppable virus. A day ago, it was discovered that the doomsday virus would reactivate on December 21, 2022 at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and deploy its final payload. If you don't know, the Mayans predicted the world would end on this exact date a decade ago in 2012. What if the Mayans were right? We're all gonna die. Get your loved ones ready for the final time you'll ever see them. We are doomed.
Okay, so the missiles are intact. Perfect. Wait a minute, why did the missile turn on? We didn't give any permission to. It says doomsday. Oh no, it's happening. Shit.
We are getting words.
收到来自
de los Estados Unidos.
Seek.
庇护
Ahora.
It is with great sorrow that we report the collapse of the United States of America. After continuous strikes at virtually every major population center, much of the nation is in ruins. The electrical virus beat us, and now Earth will transform into a hellish planet unsuitable for all life. As such, Thank you all for being a part of the American dream, and everything this country stands for. Perhaps one day, life can be reinstated and we can rebuild this nation brick by brick and restore America to its former glory. Until then, we say goodbye. Thank you to all of our remaining citizens. We wish you good luck and goodbye.